Hey guys, and welcome to another video, and a bit of a change because this one is in Thailand. And I've only actually got one day here in Bangkok, but I've just done a little bit of herping around the park and we've had quite a lot of success, so I thought I might perhaps sneak back tonight because there are some records of Trimeresurusmacrops here. There's some reticulated python records and things like that, so it would actually be quite cool if we could get a snake, and then there would actually be a bit of content for a video. So I thought, if you're watching this intro, we've found something, so hopefully it'll be quite good, and if not, no worries, because we're only here for a stopover really anyway. But as you can see, it's not too hard to find content around here, and this is just in a public park, so hopefully we should be onto a good bit of herping here. Look at this, they've got another one right here. So I've probably already said this in voiceover, but this is the watermonitor, varanussalvator, and that's actually by far the most common member of the monitor lizard family that you'll find in Thailand. I'm just hiding behind this tree because I don't actually want to spook them off. They're clearly very habituated to humans living here, but still be nice not to disturb them. I'm just going to sneak the DSLR camera out and see if I can snap a shot. And I've also just noticed while I'm filming that down there in the distance I can see we've got a turtle. Hard to see, I'm just zooming in on that. Yeah, possibly a yellow-eared slider I'm going to call that, but I will put the correct ID in a sec when I've checked him out properly. But for now I'm just going to try and get some shots of this monitor and then we'll keep going.
It soon became clear these monitor lizards were much more abundant than I'd thought in this park, and far more habituated to people, as we found them all over the park with people walking by them just a few inches away in some cases. Water monitors are excellent swimmers and use their tail to power them through the water like crocodiles do. These varanids have a varied diet and eat other reptiles, amphibians, mammals, birds and crabs. They will also eat carrion as well as taking live prey. In Thailand, all monitors are protected species, and while they can be found abundantly, they face threats from the pet trade and from hunting, both for food and for their skin, which is sought after by the fashion industry. If anyone wants to go and check this park out, it is called Lumpini Park in Bangkok, and the 142 acres contain an ever-growing population of these lizards, so they won't be hard to spot. I actually learned while at the park that the population does periodically get out of control, and so sometimes you have to move some of the lizards elsewhere as there isn't really any expansion room for them due to the isolated nature of the park. After getting some footage and watching the water monitors cruise around for a while, I turned my attention onto the turtles, which turned out to be red-eared sliders, not yellow-bellied sliders like I previously mentioned, although multiple species of turtles are present in the park. These red-eared sliders are non-native to Southeast Asia, but similarly to Europe, their popularity in the pet trade has led to an introduction of them here, and they thrive in the waterways of Bangkok's parks. These turtles have a varied diet as they are omnivores. They come out of the water for basking and breeding, and the female lays a clutch of 2 to 30 eggs. Like many turtles, these clutches exhibit temperature-dependent sex determination, and in this case, eggs incubated at a lower temperature come out males, and eggs which experience higher temperatures will develop female young.
I'm not going to be able to get much closer than these guys because they do seem a bit more flighty than these monitor lizards, but just to be up close filming them like this is pretty cool. Hopefully we can carry on and get some snakes tonight.
After filming the turtles for a bit, we left so we could go back to the hotel and have a meal while waiting for it to go dark, before heading out to a different location in search of some snakes. Although how well lit and busy the park was left me pretty sure we wouldn't find one. However, we persevered, and while walking to the spot I tried to photograph some geckos such as this flat-tailed house gecko, and some amphibians such as this paddy field frog, which were great subjects for testing my new lens. But then while walking across a slightly quieter area of the park, our luck changed for the better.
So I've just found the main target of the night. That is the big-eyed pitviper, Trimeresurusmacrops. I'm hoping this footage is going to do it justice. I'm going to try and get some shots now with the DSLR because I don't really want to disturb him too much. But that is a fantastic result for the first night in Thailand. I can't believe I found one, to be honest. Let's get some shots. Let's see if I can show you more of this snake. Well, because I don't want to disturb this snake too much, I've just been getting some shots of it in the open with the macro lens. I've not actually been trying to pose it or anything like that, so I just thought I'd talk about it a little bit while we're here. Hopefully you can hear this audio coming out, but like I said, this is Trimeresurusmacrops, the large-eyed pit viper, and you can discern it from the other pit vipers, for example albolabris, which you might get it confused with, because this snake has a larger eye and a more stouter squat head than albolabris, which does occur within the same, they have overlapping distributions. I'm being loud because it is a public park, so I'm having to be careful. But I think I've got some quite nice shots once I pop in. You can see as well on this one, which still has the red on the tail, which they use as a caudal lure to lure in things like geckos and smaller garmids, which this snake will feed on. Being a pit viper, it is of course venomous. It's front fanged. It's a dentition known as selenoglyphus, and has those hinged front fangs. It wouldn't be, by far, it wouldn't be the worst snake to get bit by in Thailand, but it's certainly not something you want to mess with, and something I've been trying to keep handling to a minimum with. So I think now I am just going to move this one out of the open, which is technically disturbing it, but it is in a really public spot. So I do think it's wise to move this one just into some foliage here, and then we'll let him go on his way.
I thought I'd pop some pics in here to better show the larger eye and head shape of Macrops. This species is also in its breeding season now, as it comes to the end of monsoon season, but I think this specimen would not yet be large enough to breed, so was probably moving to try and find a meal. Like I mentioned, this species is not a snake to get bitten by, and bites cause swelling, intense pain, necrosis, and in severe cases internal bleeding. I have read that this species and Trimeresurus albolabris are responsible for 40% of all the snakebite hospitalisations in Thailand. However, I suspect this is likely because these two species are the most abundant around Bangkok, which holds a larger proportion of Thailand's population, as opposed to them being any more dangerous than the other pit viper species.
That's a bit better. Just only because it's just such a public park. I do feel better just popping him in there. What a great find. Well, as you can see behind me, the heavens are just fully opened. So that is going to conclude the Bangkok herping video, because I'm not cracking on in this, but I cannot believe that the one snake I most wanted to find, I just stumbled straight on that then. It was literally out in the open. I just saw it coil back as one of us stepped near it. And that sort of give it away. I might not have even spotted it if it hadn't moved, so that was a massive win. Target achieved, and yeah, I've had a great day. It's not even been a day herping in Bangkok. So just shows when you're in the city, when you've not really got stuck into it yet, there's still possibilities, it's still worth going out, having a walk around, and there's still stuff to see. So thanks very much for watching. I've had a great one there, and we'll hopefully see you next time.